Welcome to my channel. Old valuable coins. That small 5-cent Jefferson nickel in your pocket could secretly be worth thousands or even millions today. Many collectors are searching for special nickels with rare minting errors, strong details, and high-grade conditions that make them incredibly valuable. What looks like an ordinary coin can become a life-changing treasure if it's one of those rare varieties. Always check both sides carefully. Small imperfections or differences in design can mean a fortune. Don't overlook your change. Your simple Jefferson nickel could be worth more than you ever imagined. First up, the 1963 Jefferson nickel is part of the long-running Jefferson series first introduced in 1938. It features the familiar portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, designed by Felix Schlag. On the reverse side, you'll find Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. Though this design seems ordinary, certain 1963 nickels hide incredible value because of mint marks, die errors, and special strike varieties. In 1963, the U.S. Mint produced the Jefferson nickel in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins carry a small D mark on the right side of Monticello. Together, these two mints struck hundreds of millions of nickels, but only a few examples stand out as rare collector's pieces. Collectors look for 1963 nickels in high-grade uncirculated condition. These coins show full steps on Monticello, a sharp detail that proves a strong strike. A 1963 Jefferson nickel with full steps and no wear can bring an astonishing price at auction. For example, some MS-67 or MS-68 full-step nickels have sold for several $1,000s. The reason is simple: only a handful of coins from that year show such perfect strikes and brilliant luster. Another factor that adds value is minting errors. The 1963 5-cent coin is known for several interesting varieties. Some coins show double die obverse or reverse errors, where the letters or design elements appear doubled. If you notice doubled lettering on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," or Monticello, you might have a rare variety worth hundreds. Other coins may show off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets, all of which increase collector interest. Always check the edge, rim, and both sides of your coin carefully. Even small imperfections or differences in design can make a huge difference in value. Many collectors have discovered that what seemed like an ordinary 1963 nickel actually turned out to be an extremely rare find after close inspection. Condition grading plays a big role in the coin's price. Coins are usually graded from poor, P1, to mint state, MS-70. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A worn 1963 nickel might only be worth face value, but a gem uncirculated example with full steps can be a true collector's prize. Coins stored properly in original rolls, mint sets, or protective holders tend to maintain their luster and value over time. Nickels from the 1960s are made of 75% copper and 25% nickel. They don't contain silver, but their collectability depends entirely on rarity and condition, not metal value. The best way to identify potential treasures is to look for sharp details, bright surfaces, and no visible wear. For anyone starting coin collecting, the 1963 Jefferson nickel is a great coin to study. It teaches the importance of strike quality, preservation, and mint marks. If you're checking your change or going through old coin jars, don't overlook this coin. Even a regular 1963 nickel in good shape can bring a few dollars, and rare error types or full-step examples can reach hundreds or thousands. One notable variety to look for is the 1963 D nickel with strong full steps. These are among the most valuable coins of the year because they were struck sharply with complete detail on Monticello steps. Very few have survived in perfect mint state condition, which makes them highly sought after by collectors. Another tip is to use a magnifying glass or microscope when checking for errors. Some doubling or die variations are hard to see with the naked eye. You can also compare your coin with reference images from trusted coin guides to identify differences. When examining your 1963 5-cent coin, pay attention to luster, color, and any scratches. Coins that have been cleaned or damaged lose much of their value. It's always better to keep coins in their original state rather than polishing or washing them. Many coin experts suggest looking for proof-like or specimen finish 1963 nickels. Though official proof coins were struck in special sets, some circulation strikes have semi-proof surfaces due to fresh dies. These examples can bring strong prices if well preserved. If you happen to find a 1963 nickel in an old collection, coin roll, or inherited box, set it aside and inspect it carefully. You never know when a hidden treasure might appear. There are stories of people discovering rare double-die nickels or high-grade uncirculated examples worth thousands of dollars after years of sitting unnoticed. Keep in mind that every small detail matters: the spacing of letters, the sharpness of Jefferson's hair, and the clarity of Monticello. These features help determine if your coin might qualify for a premium grade. Even though millions were minted, very few remain in pristine condition today. Handling, circulation, and time reduce the number of top-quality examples. That's why collectors pay big money for coins that still look brand new. For long-term value, keep your 1963 Jefferson nickels stored properly. Use coin flips, holders, or albums designed for nickel coins. Keep them away from moisture and temperature changes. Good storage ensures your coins maintain their beauty and collectability. This 5-cent piece from 1963 is more than just pocket change. It's a piece of American history, a reminder of craftsmanship and design that has lasted for generations. Whether you're a beginner or a serious collector, learning about coins like the 1963 nickel helps you recognize hidden value and appreciate numismatic art. Next up, the Jefferson nickel design features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side, designed by Felix Schlag. The reverse shows Jefferson's famous home, Monticello, with the words E pluribus unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. The year 1964 was an important one in U.S. coinage because it marked the last year that nickels had the pre-1965 composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel before silver was removed from other coin denominations. Now let's talk about why this coin can be valuable. In 1964, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced massive numbers of nickels, over 2.8 billion combined. The Philadelphia mint coins have no mint mark, while the Denver mint coins carry a small D on the reverse, to the right of Monticello. Even though billions were made, certain types and conditions can make this coin highly collectible and very valuable. Collectors pay top prices for nickels with strong strikes, full steps, and mint state conditions. The term full steps refers to the clarity of the steps on the Monticello building on the reverse side of the coin. A 1964 nickel with full, complete steps is extremely hard to find because most coins were struck quickly and with worn dies, leaving the steps weak or missing. A certified 1964 nickel with full steps can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on its grade. Another reason some 1964 nickels are valuable is due to minting errors. These errors happen when something goes wrong during the striking process, and collectors love these rare mistakes. Look for double-die obverse nickels where Jefferson's face or inscriptions like "In God We Trust" and "Liberty" show doubling. Such doubling is visible under magnification and can significantly raise the value of your coin. There are also off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks that make the coin unique and collectible. Among the most famous and desirable varieties is the 1964 D Jefferson nickel with full steps in mint condition. In high grades, especially those graded MS66 or MS67 with full steps, these coins have sold for over $10,000 at major auctions. Finding one like that in your change would be an incredible discovery. Another special version to look out for is the proof coin from 1964. Proof nickels were struck in limited numbers for collectors using polished dies and specially prepared planchets. These coins were not released for circulation but sold in proof sets. If you have a 1964 proof Jefferson nickel, especially one with a deep cameo contrast, meaning frosty raised designs and mirror-like fields, it can bring premium value. Check both sides of your coin carefully under good lighting. Examine the year, the Monticello steps, the edges, and any mint marks. If your coin has a clear strike, sharp details, and no major wear, it's worth checking with a coin reference or price guide. Even circulated 1964 nickels in excellent shape can be worth more than face value to the right collector, especially if they display unusual features. You should also pay attention to the metal tone and surface. Some 1964 nickels have natural rainbow toning, which can increase their appeal and value among collectors. A well-preserved nickel with beautiful luster or toning can easily catch a collector's eye. The 1964 Jefferson nickel also holds a special place in U.S. history. It was minted during a time of coin shortage, and to meet demand, the U.S. Mint produced billions of coins that year. This massive production means there are many out there, but finding a perfect or error coin is still a challenge, and that's where the excitement comes from for coin enthusiasts. To summarize the key points, if you have a 1964 Jefferson nickel, check whether it's from Philadelphia or Denver. Examine the steps on Monticello for sharpness, look for doubling or minting errors, and consider the overall condition. The combination of these factors determines how valuable your coin might be. Some coins in mint state condition with full steps have sold for record-breaking prices, making this simple nickel a potential hidden gem. The best part is that 1964 nickels are still easily found in circulation, old jars, or inherited coin collections. So, it's always worth taking a closer look. You might just discover a valuable piece of American coinage history sitting in your pocket or coin box. Collectors all over the world are searching for these rare varieties, and demand continues to grow. The Jefferson nickel series remains one of the most popular coin collections because of its long history, design, and hidden rarity factors. So, if you find a 1964 nickel, don't overlook it. Study the details, research varieties, and handle it carefully to preserve its condition. Every small detail could mean the difference between a common coin and a treasure worth thousands. Always remember that condition, rarity, and demand are the three main pillars of coin value. A high-grade coin with an error or full steps will always stand out among the billions of others minted in 1964. Now we will explore the 1974 Jefferson nickel was struck at three major U.S. mint locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with a D mint mark, and San Francisco with an S mint mark. Most circulated 1974 nickels are made from a copper-nickel composition, 75% copper and 25% nickel, and weigh 5 grams. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin features the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, with the word Liberty and the year 1974, while the reverse shows Monticello, Jefferson's home in Virginia. While millions were produced that year, certain rare examples have minting errors or special qualities that make them extremely valuable to collectors. Let's start with the Philadelphia mint nickels. These have no mint mark under the date. Although hundreds of millions were minted, high-grade examples with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible marks are worth much more than face value. Uncirculated 1974 nickels graded MS65 or higher can sell for $10 to $50, and if perfectly preserved with full steps on Monticello, values can jump to several $100s. The full steps designation is key. It means you can see all the steps at the base of Monticello clearly without breaks. Those coins are highly sought after by Jefferson nickel collectors. Now, the 1974 D nickel from the Denver Mint carries the small D mint mark on the right side of Jefferson's bust. Over 277 million were produced, but again, the condition is everything. A regular circulated 1974 D nickel might only be worth 5 cents, but a brilliant uncirculated example with full steps can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. Some 1974 D nickels have strong die clashes, double dies, or planchette errors that significantly raise their value. For instance, a 1974 D with a strong double die on the obverse or reverse could bring in hundreds depending on how noticeable the doubling is. Always check the letters "In God We Trust," Liberty, and the word Monticello for signs of doubling under magnification. Next comes the 1974 S-proof nickel, struck in San Francisco. These coins were made specifically for collectors using polished dies and mirror-like planchets. They feature a deep cameo contrast between the frosted design and the shiny background. Although proof nickels were not intended for circulation, some have found their way into the market through estate collections or coin rolls. A 1974 S-proof nickel in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition can be worth $30 to $100 or more, depending on the grading service and demand. Rare errors like off-center strikes or die breaks on proofs are especially valuable since they are very unusual for these carefully made coins. Some of the most exciting finds are minting errors. A few examples include off-center strikes, die cracks, clipped planchets, and broad strikes. A 1974 nickel that's 10% off-center might be worth $50, while one that's 50% off-center with the date still visible could sell for hundreds. Clipped planchets, where part of the metal blank is missing, can also bring premiums depending on size and visibility. Even more impressive are double die obverse or reverse errors, where the design appears doubled in certain areas. These are the types of coins collectors dream about, as they often sell for big money. Another rare variety to watch for is the transitional or wrong planchette strike. Sometimes, a coin from one denomination accidentally gets struck on a planchette meant for another. If you find a 1974 nickel that's unusually light or heavy, or that appears to have the color of another coin, it might be struck on the wrong metal. Such errors are extremely rare but can be worth thousands. When searching your 1974 nickels, focus on condition and detail. Use a magnifying glass to check for sharp steps on Monticello and look for doubling, cracks, or unusual metal shapes. Coins with full steps, deep luster, and minimal scratches are far more desirable. Even coins that appear normal can be special if they're perfectly preserved. Mint sets and old coin rolls are excellent sources for these hidden gems. Collectors love the 1974 Jefferson nickel because it's from an era of change in American coinage, bridging the classic look of the 1960s nickels with the modern minting improvements of later decades. The design stayed consistent, but small differences in dies, strike pressure, and metal flow created distinct varieties that collectors now chase. Each tiny variation tells a story of how that coin was made and what makes it unique. In recent years, auctions have shown strong demand for high-grade and era 1974 nickels. A 1974D nickel with full steps graded MS67 by a top grading company has sold for more than $1,000. Proof coins with exceptional deep cameo contrast have brought over $150. Era coins with dramatic off-centers or double strikes have easily exceeded several $100s. These examples show that a coin most people overlook can become a valuable collector's piece. If you're looking to find valuable 1974 nickels, start by examining pocket change, inherited coin collections, and rolls of nickels from the bank. Be patient, use good lighting, and take your time inspecting each coin. Pay special attention to the Monticello steps, the edges, and the overall shine of the coin. Look for signs of strong strikes, doubling, and mint marks that look unusual. Even small differences can make a big impact in value. Understanding the history of the Jefferson nickel helps too. It was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. The design by Felix Schlag has become an American classic, lasting for decades with only minor changes. The 1974 issue came just before the US Mint updated the design in later years, so it represents the end of a classic era. Because of that, well-preserved examples are becoming more desirable as time goes on. As collectors continue to focus on condition and rarity, the 1974 Jefferson nickel stands out as a coin with great potential. Whether you find a Philadelphia, Denver, or San Francisco mint example, always inspect it carefully. You never know when a small detail could reveal a coin worth hundreds or thousands of dollars. Many people have discovered valuable nickels hidden in old jars, inherited boxes, and random pocket change. Your 1974 5-cent coin could be the next big find.